When I was 14, I planned my wedding.
This one's wife, snubbed again. Yes, it's another day, and that means that there must be another snub for this one's wife and the ginger poodle. As a consequence of the fact that they've become a wholly unlikable couple, that cause trouble wherever they go, are awful to their families, being self-absorbed, greedy, lazy, and generally viewed as grifters, it's no surprise that people don't want anything to do with them. "We'll come over for Christmas," they cried. King Charles said, "Not on my fucking watch, you're not," and thus they weren't invited. "I know, I'm available for your baby shower," shouted this one's wife. Serena Williams decided, "No, actually, I don't want you there." Dior, I can be a brand ambassador for you. "Sorry, just popping out to give blood. Back later," says Dior, not wanting anything to do with this one's wife. "Hey, Amazon, Audible, how about you take on my podcast?" "Ooh, do you know what? Wrong day of the year for that to happen. Better luck next time," responds Audible. "Hi, anybody want me to promote their anti-stress patches on my wrist? I can walk out of the dentist wearing one." "No, we're all good, thank you very much," comes the response. Snub after snub after snub. And it's no surprise. Why on earth would we want to risk your hard-earned reputation, involving yourself with a pair of dimwits? One who's never really needed to function on his own, and the other is a self-absorbed narcissist. You'd need your head looking at if you were serious about spending money with these two. But it not only with regard to business relationships where they've been ignored and snubbed, it continues within social circles as well. As Eloise Wells-Morin reports at GOTV, the enigmatically web desk seemingly being retired, Prince Harry, this one's wife, brutally snubbed by close pal due to royal rivalry. Prince Harry and this one's wife have been snubbed at another big royal event. Prince Harry and this one's wife have been snubbed by close pal Hugh Grosvenor in a new blow. Hugh, Duke of Westminster, is set to tie the knot with Olivia Henson, age 32, on June the 7th at Chester Cathedral, and the Sussexes are nowhere on the guest list. However, senior royals include the one who got away, Prince William, the nemesis, Princess Kate, King Charles, and Queen Camilla are invited. It's incredibly sad it has come to this. Hugh is one of the very few close friends of William and Harry's who has maintained strong bonds and a line of communication with both, a source close to Hugh told the publication. The Duke has reportedly abstained from inviting the Sussexes to avoid any awkward scenario between the royals. He wishes he could put their heads together and patch things up, but realises it's unlikely to happen before the wedding. He wanted to avoid anything overshadowing the day, especially for Olivia, and doesn't want any awkwardness, added the tipster. And thus there came a shrieking and wailing and gnashing of teeth from the Monty Shit Show area. A society wedding which would also be something that this one's wife would want to attend for the purposes of seeking a rehabilitation and re-entry into the royal family results in a no invitation issued, another not fucking invited scenario. Not only that, the fact that she's not been invited would wound, but it makes it worse because Hugh Grosvenor has had to sit down and think, okay, right, yeah, big wedding coming up, lots of toffs and knobs going to be there, few chinless wonders also, yeah, okay, right, who do I invite? Let me see. I can't invite both because they've fallen out and don't want things to overshadow the big day for Snookums here. So, on the one hand, I've got Prince William, who's going to be king, decent guy, helicopter pilot, very much not a racist family, good father, good laugh, sports the villa, and fragrant wife, the delightful Catherine, recovering from abdominal surgery, but she'll be well by the time of this event. Great fun to be around, smashing with the kids. Yeah, sensitive. Okay. Yeah, much to enjoy there. Now, who have I got over here? Haz, you were such a great mate when we used to go to Bonkers Night Spot and go to Abracababra afterwards for a large doner. But what's happened to you, mate? You know, your bollocks have been chopped off and they're kept in a handbag and you've turned into a right ginger twat. Dear, oh dear, saying these things about your dad and his wife. Bad form, old boy. And, well, the less said about your wife, the better, I suppose. I mean, seriously, mate, she might be able to suck a golf ball through 40 feet of hosepipe, but at the end of the day, Jesus, what were you thinking? Trouble everywhere she goes. She's fallen out with everybody that she's ever had an involvement with. Doesn't bother with her childhood friends any longer. She's been married at least twice, maybe more. Doesn't talk to her dad. Doesn't talk to her half-brother. Doesn't talk to her half-sister. Made staff cry. Fell out with her publicist. Doesn't bother with her fellow cast members from Suits, even though she bangs on about it all the time. Come on, Harry, you know. It's not a good choice, really. So, let me see. I'll put them on the scales of weighing up who to invite to my wedding. Wales is on this side, Sussex is on this side. It's telling me to invite the Waleses. It's pretty straightforward for Hugh, isn't it? But of course, the fact that he has made that choice in selecting the Waleses over the Sussexes will infuriate this one's wife, because she believes that they should be invited. Harry, it's not fair. They're always getting invited ahead of us. Do something. Oh, yeah, absolutely, my little pumpkin. Pass me the crayons. I'll write down a master plan. It's no surprise that they've been snubbed. It's no surprise that they've been snubbed because of their behaviour. But might this be another thing that will cause Harry to start to wake up? The fact that a lifelong pal of his has basically said, sorry, old bean, can't invite you because at the end of the day, prefer your brother and his wife to you and your wife. That ought to cause some major introspection, or, if in the case of Harry, thinking about it, to contemplate the fact that you've not been invited to a long-standing friend's wedding because you and your wife aren't liked. Now, Harry may well realise there's nothing he can do with it because he's tried in the past to explain to his wife how she ought to behave, and that's only got him a tasering of the pink pods and being sent to the chicken coop. Perhaps it might cause him to think to himself, do you know what? Look at everything that I've lost. Look at the way that Pa would only speak to me for 12 minutes. Look at the fact that I've fallen out with Will. Now Hugh is inviting me to his wedding. I don't see my mates anymore. People laugh at me. They used to love me. They used to find me fun. Now they call me hair plugs and has no means, and they laugh at my endeavours. Will he wake up? He will do one day, and perhaps this is another weight that's being dropped on those scales that will eventually cause them to tip so that Harry wakes up. I'm H.G. Tudor. Thank you for listening.